AITA for ruining Christmas by letting my 5-year-old be happy while my husband's family turned it into a funeral? I'm a 32-year-old mom, and this whole situation has been eating at me, so I need an outside perspective. Back in 2018, my brother-in-law passed away in a car accident on Christmas Day. He was only 24 and was in the military. His death absolutely shattered my husband's family, and I don't say that lightly. The grief was overwhelming, raw, and life-altering. I truly sympathise with that loss. But after that tragedy, Christmas completely stopped being Christmas in my husband's family. From that point on, Christmas Day stopped being a holiday and became a death anniversary. They no longer celebrate Christmas at all. No decorations, no gifts, no music, no laughter, nothing, just mourning. Last year was my first time fully experiencing what that meant, and I honestly don't even have the words for how heavy it was. We were expected to gather at my in-laws' house on Christmas Day, but not to celebrate, only to grieve. Everyone was constantly reminded that the reason we were all there was not joy, not family bonding, not tradition, but to mourn my brother-in-law. Instead of Christmas decorations, the house was filled with framed photos of him and lit candles everywhere. The TV stayed off. Music wasn't allowed. Cooking wasn't allowed either. Any food that showed up was immediately given away to neighbours. All day long, instead of hearing Merry Christmas, all I heard was, "I'm sorry for your loss." The kids, my daughter, who was 5 at the time, and her cousins, weren't allowed to be kids. They couldn't play loudly, they couldn't watch TV. They were finally allowed to watch Frozen on YouTube, quietly, and even then they were told to turn it down. At one point, my daughter made her grandma a sweet Christmas card. She was so proud of it. Instead of that being appreciated, I got berated because I didn't tell my daughter to make a card for her uncle. I was scolded like I had done something unforgivable. This might sound selfish to some people, but watching the kids, especially my daughter, being forced into silence and sadness was heartbreaking. They weren't allowed to feel happy. They weren't allowed to experience Christmas. It was awful. So this year, I gently suggested that maybe we could honour my brother-in-law and still allow the kids to have some form of Christmas. I wasn't asking for a party or fireworks, just balance. Every single suggestion I made was shut down, completely vetoed. At one point, my husband's mom told him to handle me. That word alone made my stomach drop. Handle me? Like I was a problem to be controlled? As Christmas approached, I started getting texts from my in-laws reminding us to come over for the anniversary. Not Christmas. The anniversary. I told my husband that I didn't want our daughter to relive what happened last year. I wanted her to be happy. I wanted her to have memories of joy, not silence and grief. My daughter even begged her dad to take her somewhere fun, to do something. His response? He stayed wrapped in his blanket and told me to wake him up at 3 p.m. so we could go visit his parents. I tried to compromise anyway. I baked cookies, was told to leave them at home. My husband said he'd buy gifts, but told me not to tell anyone. He promised he'd organise a secret gift exchange between family members. When we arrived at my in-laws' house, it was exactly the same as last year. No food, no music, no gifts, no warmth. Just hours of sitting there in silence while the rest of the world celebrated Christmas. I was devastated. Watching my daughter sit quietly, hungry, bored and confused, while everyone else around us got to enjoy the holiday, it broke something in me. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. My husband and I argued, and he told me to suck it up, and that we won't be here next year anyway. That was the moment I snapped. I took my daughter and left. I took her to a restaurant. We ate an actual meal. We laughed. We did some activities together. For the first time that day, she smiled. While we were out, my mother-in-law started blowing up my phone, berating me. When I got home, there were texts from her and my sister-in-law calling me insensitive, cruel, heartless, shameless, every name you can imagine. Later, my husband and I got into a massive argument. He said I acted selfishly, that I pretended the family's loss meant nothing to me, and that leaving like that was unforgivable. He said I should have made plans for another day and accused me of being stubborn. I told him our daughter couldn't even eat at his parents' house. His response? Excuses. Endless excuses. Then he dropped the final blow. I had ruined his relationship with his family. So now I'm left wondering, am I really the villain here for choosing my daughter's happiness for a few hours on Christmas Day? Or is it wrong to expect a child to mourn every year instead of being allowed to celebrate? AITA?